back here at the Hammond Civic Center for a UCL. Ray Flores, Elias Cepeda. Elias, now we are preparing for 3 rounds in the super heavyweight division.
Oh boy.
It's always fun to see the guys come out and throw the leather.
Did you hear the crowd when you read his weight, when you read Philip's weight,
Garreau,
310 pounds?
310 pounds, but not to sound, it's not about 310 pounds. He looks in decent shape, like he's going to come out and perform and really test his skills tonight.
Well, he always looks this way, and he always fights hard, he always fights well, but yeah, it's nothing like the reaction from the crowd when they don't know if a guy's going to beat their ass or eat them. They're intimidated, that's for sure.
Elias, I will say, though, that Big Daddy Neely, he looks in a little bit better shape than Phil Garreau.
30 pounds lighter.
However, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We will find out. Phil Garreau, Neely wearing the multicolored trunks, wearing the black and gray is Phil Garreau.
Neely's a tall kid. He had the front kick. He landed that front kick, Neely did. Just his toes, but he landed it.
Neely has, I believe, a 7 to 8 inch height advantage, and he takes down Garreau. This is a bad spot for the Elite Performance Training Center product.
It is. He's got his feet up against the cage. I wonder if he's going to really try to push off that hard or what. Right now, has his left arm around the right hand of Neely. That's not going to do much for him. Now it's around his elbows at the hips. He might try to elbow skate.
You can hear Elias, one of the cornermen from Neely, say, take the arm with you. Go and grab that arm. But that is a difficult and a strong arm by Phil Garreau.
It's a meaty arm. He's going with hammer fist there instead of the arm. His corner's right, though. He's there. The far side arm is there. He's pinning it to the ground. Wonder if he's going to go for a shoulder lock here. Yeah, it looks like he's creating that right angle. Maybe go for an Americana.
Phil Garreau is on his back on top. Neely. Neely looking for the opening. Right now, he just has. It seems Elias like he just needs to take his time.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ray. He gave up on that arm. Now he's going a little bit to the body. Maybe he's trying to cook Garreau a little bit here. He's doing more than cooking him there. Those are nice shots. Grinding that elbow, not hitting him, but grinding that elbow on the chin.
Well, he's cooking him. He's grilling him. He's putting him on the skillet, and now he's seasoning him up with some shots.
Now I'm hungry.
I agree. Well, they have terrific concessions here. And also, we'll talk about food. Stop on over by Molino Bakery if you want to have some of the best treats around. In terms of if you have a sweet tooth, stop on over by Molino Bakery in Blue Island. Now, getting the back is Neely over Garreau.
No one can do a segue like you, Ray. That was amazing. But yeah, Garreau's got his back taken. Both hooks look like they might be in. Neely's trying to flatten his hips out. He's getting close there.
The right arm is underneath the chin of Phil Garreau, but that is an awfully strong chin by Phil Big City Garreau. They call him Big City because he lives in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, from the big city. But right now, though, it is Neely living up to his nickname. He is trying to take out Phil Garreau.
And Garreau got his hips back. There, Neely's gave up with those hooks, but now he's got him back. He's flattening him out. Nice. He's a little frustrated because you're right. It's hard to get under a chin of a big guy like that with a big neck. But he should just go with punches here. He's opponent flattened out. 10 seconds left, kid. Go for it. You got to go with punches. Unlikely you're going to choke him that time. See if he'll prove me wrong.
Phil Garreau may see a second round. And that ends the first round. The horn sounds. And Phil Garreau will see a second round. And honestly, if you're Neely, you're feeling good about yourself, but you allow somebody with the power, the one-punch knockout ability, like Phil Garreau, to hang in the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit bittersweet. He should definitely feel glad about winning that round. But at the same token, he took down Garreau early in that fight. He didn't seem to do too much damage. He didn't seem to really go for the finish with strikes when he had the back. He had his hips flattened out 2 or 3 times, and he was hitting to the body. I'm not sure if he was worried about being called for hitting to the back of the head. I don't know why he wasn't going to the side of the head and going for the finish. Neely definitely had control with takedowns and on the ground. But yeah, now he's going to have to stand back up. Let's see what happens.
You and I have seen it many times where Phil Garreau loses the first round, comes out, and then turns out the lights on somebody in the second round, which is why he's won 3 times inside the cage.
Yeah, he can do it. He can do it. He's got those ham hocks, and once he gets some swinging, they can hurt you.
Phil Garreau out of the blue corner, Dean Neely from the red. And you can hear the corner of Dean Neely say he's going to throw a haymaker, and if he connects, it could be lights out.
I think they're right, and I think you're right.
Yeah. Dean Neely, the taller fighter out of the red corner. Phil Garreau out of the blue. Oh, there's the right hand that lands. I'm surprised Dean Neely was able to handle that.
Wow, he ate that. Now he's coming back with his own. He lands into the temple. He's got the tie plumb, trying to deliver some knees, but Garreau's come with uppercuts, and he's free.
And Garreau is alive, and right now he is stalking Dean Neely.
Neely with an overhand. He ate that to the chin.
A right hook that lands for Dean Neely. But Phil Garreau's confidence is at an all-time high in this fight.
Absolutely. He needs to not get put on his back again here. Nice knee to the midsection by Neely. He's got to throw more of those. I don't know why he gave up in that position.
And now Phil Garreau has that right hand. He goes downstairs. Some body punching for Phil Garreau.
That was solid.
As we talked about, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I wish fighters in lighter weight classes were as active as Phil Garreau is, because he's mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding. Don't make fun of either of these guys' conditioning, because they're going hard.
And a sidekick for Phil Garreau. But Neely pushing Garreau against the cage.
That midsection is open for Neely. And his corner was calling for him to throw the overhand right, or even a straight right to counter the leg kicks from Garreau. He was not doing it. Oh, he's coming wide with those punches. They're landing to the temple.
Dean Neely tattooing Phil Garreau, but Garreau continues to stalk the Team Underground product, and he's not going away anytime soon, Elias.
He is not. He tried a Superman punch off of the leg kicks, which is the way you set up the Superman punch. Neely did not throw the right that his corner was calling for, and he eats a short right hand from Garreau.
Some dirty boxing being displayed. These two fighters, Garreau and Neely, are letting their hands fly here tonight at UCL at the Hammond Civic Center.
They are setting the pace. They stop for a few seconds, they separate, and they go back at it.
These gentlemen came to fight, and that is exactly what they're doing here this evening, Elias.
They are. Neely keeps on getting in good positions, but it's kind of like unsure of where to go from there, and he breaks. He was controlling that clinch, and he breaks. This is not the first time it's happened. Now his left hand is totally low. He's going to be wide open for an overhand if Garreau wants it.
Neely touched his nose as to it might be broken, and now look at Garreau throwing some right hands. Neely backpedaling now.
Plunges to the legs. You don't see those too often.
That ends the second round. What a fight through two.
Wow. Let's see what his corner says. Let's see if he says his nose is broken. He's not saying anything.
He's breathing through his mouth. Here's Dean Neely out of the red corner. And Phil Garreau, Elias, seems to be rather composed.
He sure does. He sure does.
He's talking with his cornerman, Billy Jesse, from Elite Performance, instructing him, letting him know what he has to do. Through two, how do you have it, Elias?
Tough fight to score. I have it one apiece. I give the first to Neely, the second to Garreau. Neely looked to be tiring. I don't know if it was just from the exertion, or it's from the shots he started taking, or if it's from the fact that he's really hit Garreau with some big bombs of his own, and Garreau is not fading at all. That'll take it out of you. When your opponent won't go away and you're giving him everything you got, it's not easy on you either. What do you got, Ray?
Preparing for the third and final round, Phil Garreau and Dean Neely. I have it one apiece, as do you, Elias. I have it the second round for Garreau, first round for Neely, the third and deciding round, and look at this display of sportsmanship. In no other sport will you see that than in mixed martial arts and in boxing.
That is true.
All right, have that, lads. Uppercut for Garreau.
Looking for that trip. Oh, switch positions. Garreau pressing Neely against the fence now. Short lefts.
Phil Garreau and Dean Neely are competing at such a high level here in the super heavyweight division. They're giving a good name to this division, Elias.
They sure are. I wish I had that type of muscle endurance or cardio.
There's a lot of intestinal fortitude that is going into these two fighters, really pushing each other to the limit.
Absolutely. And here's Garreau controlling the clinch himself against the cage and not really turning that corner yet either and breaking it open. Neither guy, both have had their moments, neither guy has been able to break it open here in their favor.
Ray Flores, Elias Cepeda, cage side here for UCL at the Hammond Civic Center. Phil Garreau, D. Neely going into the third and final round here at the Hammond Civic Center. Referee in charge, Rob Montague, separates them as we are midway through this third and final round. And you can hear the corner of Neely imploring him to throw the right hand. There's a knee in the clinch, but Garreau answers back with an uppercut. Neely now teeing off. Oh, left hook that lands for Garreau, but they are going toe-to-toe. This fight is living up to the history of the Hammond Civic Center. What a fight, what guts, what fortitude, what sheer heart, Elias.
Amazing, amazing. You don't see this type of pace in featherweight fights. These two super heavies are doing it. Neely did not go for the knee like his corner was calling, and he gets reversed up against the fence. I like Garreau's head position against the chin.
Sorry to cut you off, Elias.
No.
A right hand that lands, that knocked out the mouthpiece of D. Neely. Garreau, sharp right hands. Rob Madrigal separates them, and now Neely will put in his mouthpiece. It needs to be cleaned off. They need to have a spare. They're going to clean it off. I wonder who this favors more. You see Neely with his hands on the cage. The fans aren't appreciating it too much. Great fight fans here at Hammond, Indiana.
They are. I never like booing, though. They need to cut that out.
No, absolutely. They weren't too happy, and now you could hear, you could see Garreau is timing that right hand. The nose of Neely is busted open.
Neely with a 1-2. I like that overhand
A right hand that lands for Garreau.
Neely's corner is just flabbergasted that he's not countering the leg kicks to the right, but he is coming with something else here.
Neely now turns up the heat. They are both trading. Backwards, it's Garreau. Garreau fighting with his back to the cage. Garreau now pushing Neely. Some knees, uppercut for Garreau, but Neely retaliates with the knee. That ends the fight. What a battle here tonight between Garreau and Neely. And one of them could be a 10-8. What a fight, Elias.
It was a tough fight. I think both guys got it taken to them, but I think each and every round was close.
Well, I think we were looking for a candidate for fight of the night. Who would have thought coming into this fight it would be Phil Garreau and D. Neely? We'll check out what the judges have it scored, but what a fight.
Absolutely. We'll let Ray get back in there and let us know what the official decision is. It's close and a tough one to score, and yeah, this is definitely the front runner for fight of the night so far. Both guys showing a lot of toughness. Both guys were hurt at different times. Both of them clearly must have been fatigued, but both pushed through. Never letting the other completely wrest control away or put him away. Amazing. Neely's nose looked busted up in the second round, but he still fought hard in the third. Tactically, he did not do some things that his corner wanted him to do, specifically answer those soft leg kicks from Garreau. Whenever Garreau threw that leg kick, it wasn't turned over, not a whole lot of power. I would have wanted to eat them. For super heavyweights, not a lot of power, and his hands were down. Neely never threw the right hand to counter. He sat there and ate it, but didn't counter. I think that's definitely something he's going to look back in the tape and work on for the next time. Whether or not he wins, he's going to want to take advantage of guys throwing those soft leg kicks with that powerful right hand of his. Most of the fight happened in the clinch, though. A lot of dirty boxing, a lot of big knees, a lot of hooks, a lot of shots eaten to the temple and to the chin by both men. They don't look too much worse for wear. Might have a headache tomorrow. Neely raising his hands. Crowd likes it. Garreau does the same. Crowd's eating it up as well. Hope the judges were paying close attention to every second of these 3 rounds.